Alright, so today I kind of have an in-depth discussion where I'm going to be talking about all the different engines I think that you can play in Ogdoadic and whether or not I think they are good. Talking about the pros and the cons and what they can get you as opposed to other engines that you can play. Now make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm currently working on a in-depth combo guide for the current version that I am playing. I already uploaded a deck profile for it as well as a mini combo video showcasing the main combo and how to play through Nibiru with the Reptilian Echidna combo. So make sure you guys check that out. But in the video that I'm currently working on, I am going to be showcasing almost every single combo possible. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Alright, so to start off with the very first engine I have here, we're going to be talking about the Evolzar Leos. So for this engine, it's going to be typically 3 Leos, 1 to 2 Fossil Dig along with Misk and the Animadorned Archosaur. So what this engine does is basically makes Leos the main normal summon. Leos can send the Misk. Misk can banish itself to then summon the Animadorned, and then Animadorned can pop the Leos to get you any level 4 reptile. I do like it, but my main issue with it is that it does kind of conflict with the other starters that you're able to play, such as Nunu. Another thing that I feel like I don't really like about it is the fact that you have to play 2 kind of bad cards to draw. One thing that's nice is that if you go normal summon Leos and you try to use the effect, and then they imperm, but you hard drew like a Fossil Dig as well, you can just straight up go Fossil Dig, search Misk, and then Misk, send to grave, and then just straight up go with that. But yeah. And then another thing that I don't really like about it compared to like some of these other engines that you can play is that you're locked into getting a level 4. So for example, you can't search out the Therion, which does come up a lot. But yeah, that's how I feel about this engine. I wouldn't really recommend playing it, especially if you want to branch out and go full Sinful Spoils, because then like you're playing the Trap, you're playing the Mega Corellia, and you're playing the Witch. And then if you go Wanted Search the Witch, you're pitching a card from hand in order to summon this, and then this has to pitch another card. So you're down 3 cards in hand. And not to mention, this engine, if you go full out, you have to play 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks. 5 if you include the OSS. So yeah, I don't think I would recommend this. If you open 0 bricks with this package, I think it's kind of nice. And if your opponent doesn't have an imperm for the Witch, or like an imperm for the Mega Corellia, I think it's nice. But other than that, I would not recommend playing this package. Alright, so for the next engine we're going to be talking about the Super Heavy Samurai engine. So this is going to consist of 3 Wakaushi, 2 to 3 Bike, and then the Big Benki and the Solgaya booster. So right here you basically have 5 to 6 good cards to draw, and then 2 bricks. And essentially this gets you to your King of the Feral Imps without having to use your normal summon at all. I do actually really like this engine, but again, I'm just not a big fan of the 2 bricks. Going second though, this engine does give you a little bit of flexibility because you're able to like not commit to your normal summon and go into something either like Exotonite or Feral of the Imps into Zeus. So that's kind of a nice little play. But I do think that the 2 breaks in the main do kind of hurt a bit, and I would not play this package unless I was going for like a 60 card pile. So keep that in mind. But one thing that is super nice about this package though is that you can combine it with like so many other engines. Like you can combine it with this and the Small World, even Prosperity, because it doesn't conflict at all. This package doesn't really conflict with any of your other starters, and that's why I feel like it's very flexible. But again, the thing with like some of these like super big packages with bricks is that the cards in hands kind of become redundant because you try to play more of the good cards to make up for the bad cards, but in doing so, you're drawing too many of the good cards and it just becomes redundant cards in your hand. Okay, so the next engine is going to be the Aratama package. So this normally sees play in Exo Sister, but the crazy thing about this engine is that this is like the engine that I'm going to be pushing the most because I think it is one of the best engines you can be playing in the deck. Right? So this is going to be your normal summon, and then Aratama on normal summon is going to add you Sakitama, and then Sakitama in hand is going to use its own effect to normal summon itself out from hand. So this is basically going to count as 2 normal summons. You're going to normal summon this, and then this is going to be a normal summon by its own effect. And then you're going to immediately go into King of the Feral Imps, so this is going to get you essentially a Rhoda for any reptile. Now the reason why I push this engine a lot is because None of the cards in this engine are bad cards to draw. Every single one of these cards are good draws. Like you can draw Sakitama just by itself, like without having to draw the Aratama, and you just have a level 4 extender. Now, another thing is that I feel like it synergizes well with some of your other starters because it doesn't conflict with Nunu. Because both of these count as normal summons, so even after you're locked into reptiles by Nunu on board, or you're locked into reptiles by Nephlebis, you can still use these cards. So that's why I 100% think 10 out of 10 you should be playing these cards in your list. Next, we're going to be talking about Small World. I think Small World is a really good card in the Ogdoadic deck. It can get you practically anything you need, and there's so many ways to bridge it. I do think that sometimes it can be a little bit clunky. The reason why I feel like Small World can be clunky is because there's so many times where I draw 3 spells and then a monster that's already playable, and I don't want to get rid of my monster. So honestly, I think if you just want to boost your deck's consistency by just a little bit more, I think 2 is definitely correct. Same thing with Prosperity. I think as a 1-of for banishing 3, I think you can play it. Okay, and now one of the coolest engines that I found that you can definitely play in this deck is going to be the like a mini Ryal engine. So obviously these cards do lock you into XYZs, but we're not going to be looking at that first effect. We're going to be focusing on the second effect, which is if this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 Ryal monster from your deck except itself. So this is actually pretty cool because you can just straight up just summon any one of the level 4s and then immediately go into King of the Feral Imps. Another thing that's super cool about this engine is that you can go 3 of this guy and 2 bonfire, so you're trading 5 good cards for 1 bad card. And I think if you're playing like a deck list of like something around 45 cards, this is 100% one of those starters that you want in your deck because 5 good cards and 1 bad card at all is not bad at all. Another thing that I feel like this engine has that's actually really, really cool is the fact that we're going to be summoning Node Razio. And if you read the Node Razio real quick, let me read it right here. It says the second effect, it says you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 Razio monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated, right? So the reason why this is cool is that if you open this plus like another level 4 extender, and you keep this on board, right? So you go this, summon this, level 4 extender with this into King of the Feral Imps, and then make sure you detach this. You'll get to use this effect to bring back this guy again. So basically, you got 3 bodies off of 1 card, and let's say you open one of like your bricks, this card was able to get that brick out of your hand. So yeah, I think whenever this stuff does come out, because obviously it isn't out yet, but it comes out soon. This could be something that you could look into playing. I'm not 100% decided on it yet because I feel like it does kind of conflict with some other cards that you play. But it's definitely something to think about, and I thought it was super cool. So I wanted to show it to you guys. And then now we're going to be talking about the Ragnara engine. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I really don't feel like this engine is that good. I really, really wish that you could play this at a competitive level, but you just really can't. Like, I do like the design of Evil Seed, but specifically in our deck, there isn't like a super consistent way to always get access to this card without hard drawing it. Yeah, you can do Serpentine Princess, but the hands where you do that combo have to either include Snake Rain or you just have to open Insanely Cracked. Another issue that I really have with it is the fact that the Link 2 locks you from special summoning for the entire turn. I think if the Link 2 was designed like the Evil Seed right here, where it was only until the rest of the turn, so you could save it at the end of your combo, and like you could do like a whole bunch of other stuff before, I thought that would have been that you probably would have been able to play this a lot better. However, I think because it does lock you for the entire turn, you aren't able to get full value out of all the cards. So I really don't think you can play it. Like if we were like plants and we just had a way to just straight up summon this from deck, literally every single hand, then yeah, I would play it. But I really don't think you should. The only one I would play is probably the Armored Lizard. This card has a lot of neat interactions in this deck. I 100% think you could play this. Now we're going to be moving on to the Horus engine. I think these cards are super cool. I really like the fact that you can discard something bad from your hand, you can filter out your hand, and then draw another card. You can go into Zombie Vampire. My main issue with this engine is that it is not a starter. There is no card you could potentially mill off of this to summon that would be considered a starter and that could get you to full combo. The only way that you're getting the full combo with this card is if literally all four cards that you mill off of this are good. And that's why I really don't think you need to play this engine. And like going second, I just feel like it makes your deck inherently worse. Um, yeah, I just wouldn't play this, and it does add a break. So okay, next I'm going to be talking about some extenders and extra deck monsters. So for extenders, Kodal, obviously it is a tuner, so I think you need to play this. Same thing with Therion. There's a lot of neat interactions with this card, like using this to equip the Zoha to it, and then whenever Zoha leaves the field, you'll get to trigger its effect. So it doesn't even need to be in the main monster zone. You can literally just equip Zoha with this. So, and then you get to trigger it. Next, we have Plague Spreader. So I think before I didn't really like this because I didn't like the idea of playing like another brick, but it isn't like a hard brick. And another thing is that like there's so many cool lines and unique combos you can do with this card. Like for example, the one that I'm doing right now is Therion plus the Plague Spreader going into Arms of Genex Return 0. This is literally your nib proof combo. If you're interested in that combo, make sure you guys check out the video that I posted. Um, but like this gives you the nib proof. You can send this to the grave with Sprint. You can have Sprint be live, be like a live bounce. Lars, this is for the evil tile package. I think it's cool. However, my main issue with that is that like there are so many lines where you're having to banish the Daybreak in order to send the counterpart that you're missing, and you'd much rather save the Daybreak until the end of your combo to either finish your combo or to allow you to play through Nib. And if you guys want to see that combo, I also made a video for it. Something cool that we have also is Muddy Mudragging into Invoked Mechaba, right? Because you can literally go this along with one of the level 2 monsters off of Daybreak to go into this. And then this plus a light monster, whether it be the Cosmic Slicer or the Bujinki Link 2, which is something I've been experimenting with, you can go into this. This version requires 0 bricks. So like if you're wanting like a deck that's more like less is more type of an idea, and with literally the most consistent possible and no bricks at all. Well, I guess you still have like the Ogdoadic bricks, but like those aren't bad at all. This is gonna be like your little package, and if you guys want like a combo video or like deck profile for this, I'd be more than happy to make it. Um, but yeah. All right. So before I end the video, there was a couple more that I wanted to show you guys real quick. We have a couple extra deck monsters. So we have Trisukta into Amritara. So the way this works is that with the Kodal and one of the level 2s off of Daybreak, you go into the Trisukta, obviously after you've already sent this to grave with Sprint, and then you go this effect to reborn this, then you can go those two into Amritara. Amritara can then add you the reframing, and then another thing you can do is that since you still haven't used Plague Effect, you can go Plague Effect and grave to summon itself out, use Plague and another one of the level 2s to go into Herald. So if you're like trying to find a way to play this deck without going the Cosmic Slicer route, this is definitely like a little mini combo that you can do. I'm not a big fan of reframing in the main though. You can play the quick play spell that's a negate, so that way it isn't like a brick going second. So that's something you can definitely do. Another cool thing is you can do Cupid Pitch with Dinotherium. So obviously the Cupid Pitch is going to be summoned with the Plague Spreader Zombie. You go Plague into Cupid Pitch, Cupid Pitch. You can like up its level. I haven't really fully experimented with this, but you can like up its level. You can go into Drag It with another level 2. You can add Dinotherium. Dinotherium summon itself out, and then your opponent can summon one from your grave, a level 4. And this never bites you back because like most of the time they're always going to summon the level 4, and if they don't, that kind of tells you that maybe they have like Lightning Storm, maybe evenly. Um, but if they do summon it, that turns your Reptilian Echidna on, so you're able to plus off of it. So there's something a little neat. Obviously, I haven't really experienced much with this and the Cupid Pitch, and like these three really. This is what I've been kind of doing like this the last couple of days. I do want to test more with these. So if there's like anything here that you guys want me to test out or like make a combo video for, or maybe you're interested in one of these a little bit more in depth, you can always just let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys really like this video. And yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for that in-depth combo guide that I will be releasing soon. I don't know when, but I'm going to try to get it out as soon as I can.